Before we begin, a quick word of warning. There are going to be a fair few numbers presented in this following episode of the Ocean News podcast, many of them big and most of them quite worrying. But the most important one to remember is the number 11. The reason for this is because it's 11 consecutive years, from 2015 through to 2025, that are now confirmed to be the 11 hottest years in the 176 years of recorded history. That's not a trend, nor is it a projection. But it's a fact, and one that comes with a stark warning, all as confirmed this week by the World Meteorological Organization in their annual State of the Global Climate report. Hello and welcome to the Ocean News podcast, the audio series in which we take a deeper dive into some of the most important stories and the leading headlines from the Oceanographic newsroom. I'm Rob Hutchins, community editor here at Oceanographic, and in this episode we are plunging headfirst into what is arguably the most pressing news story of our time. We are, of course, talking about climate change. The WMO's flagship climate report was released on the 23rd of March, World Meteorological Day, and its theme this year is Observing Today, Protecting Tomorrow. It's a phrase that feels almost understated, given what the data inside actually shows us. Because 2025 was the second or third hottest year on record, depending on the dataset, sitting at around 1.43 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial average between 1850 and 1900. The year before, 2024, remains the single hottest year ever recorded at 1.55 degrees above that baseline. But here's what makes this report different from those that came before it. For the first time, the WMO has included Earth's energy imbalance as one of its key climate indicators. And in 2025, that imbalance reached a new high. So what do we mean when we say Earth's energy imbalance? Well, in a stable climate, the energy arriving from the sun is roughly equal to the energy leaving the planet. It's a balance, incoming versus outgoing, but increasing concentrations of heat-trapping greenhouse gases have broken that equilibrium. Carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide are now at their highest levels in at least 800,000 years. And in 2024, the annual increase in atmospheric CO2 was the largest single-year rise since modern measurements began in 1957. That excess energy has to go somewhere, and the vast majority of it, more than 91%, goes into the ocean. If we think about that for a moment, we soon come to realize that the ocean is absorbing over 91% of the heat being trapped by our greenhouse gas emissions. It is the planet's primary buffer, and right now it is absorbing the equivalent of approximately 18 times the total annual human energy use every single year. Ocean heat content reached a new record high in 2025, the 9th consecutive year it has done so, and the rate at which the ocean is warming has more than doubled. Comparing the period from 1960 to 2005 against the period from 2005 to 2025, the rate of warming has increased by over a factor of 2. Around 90% of the ocean's surface experienced at least one marine heatwave in 2025, and that's during a La Niña year, when cooler sea surface conditions are expected. The ocean is also absorbing our carbon. Around 29% of all CO2 emitted by human activities between 2015 and 2024 was taken up by the ocean, and that absorption is driving a continued decline in ocean surface pH levels. Global average ocean surface pH levels has now fallen for 41 consecutive years, and the IPCC states with very high confidence that present-day surface pH values are unprecedented for at least 26,000 years. Ocean acidification, marine heat waves, record heat content. These are not isolated data points. They are the compounding consequences of a single cause. It is, as Antonio Guterres, UN Secretary General, says, the state of the global climate is in a state of emergency. Planet Earth is being pushed beyond its limits, and every key climate indicator is flashing red. Away from the ocean, the cryosphere tells the same story. Glacier mass loss in the 2024 to 2025 hydrological year was among the 5 worst on record, and 8 out of 10 worst years for glacier ice loss have all occurred since 2016. Exceptional loss was recorded in Iceland and along the Pacific coast of North America. Arctic sea ice extent for 2025 was at or near a record low in the satellite era. Antarctic sea ice ranked the 3rd lowest after 2023 and 2024. The past 4 years have now produced the 4 lowest Antarctic sea ice minima ever recorded. All of this feeds into sea level. Global mean sea level today sits roughly 11 centimetres higher than when satellite measurements began in 1993, and the rate of rise has accelerated since 2012. The IPCC projects that ocean warming and sea level rise will continue for centuries. Meanwhile, changes in deep ocean pH, the report notes, are irreversible on centennial and millennial timescales. These are not numbers to file away. They are the physical reality of the planet that will be inherited by the people who come after us, the generations that follow, those that stand to inherit our legacy. The report also includes, for the first time, a dedicated chapter on climate and health. The findings are, unsurprisingly, sobering. Dengue is now the world's fastest growing mosquito-borne disease, with roughly half the global population at risk and reported cases at their highest ever recorded. Over 1.2 billion workers, more than 1/3 of the global workforce, face workplace heat risk at some point each year. And extreme weather continues to drive displacement. Food insecurity, social instability, the cascading consequences of a climate in crisis are no longer abstractions. They are the lived experiences of millions of people around the world right now. It's as Antonio Guterres, UN Secretary General, continued, and in this age of war, climate stress is also exposing another truth. Our addiction to fossil fuels is destabilizing both the climate and global security. Today's report should come with a warning label. Climate chaos is accelerating and delay is deadly. The WMO State of the Global Climate Report 2025 is available in full at wmo.international and is accompanied by an interactive story map and a dedicated supplement on extreme events. Links to these are now in the show notes. For more on this story or other stories on how climate change is impacting the global ocean and lives of millions around the world, head to the Oceanographic Newsroom or subscribe to this podcast. This is the Ocean News Podcast. I'm Rob Hutchins, and thank you for listening.